So, in the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's unaliving, there has been a lot of conversation, a lot of discourse, most of it completely dishonest, mostly focused on people who are expressing anything ranging from a lack of any sympathy or care about Charlie Kirk being unalived, all the way to, I love using unalive, being assassinated, all the way up to outright celebrating it. There have been a focus on claiming that these people are just as bad as the killer, and that these people should all be treated as if they were the killer. Whether that mean acting with violence upon them, or getting them fired from their jobs, something Asmongold has encouraged, or outright doxing them and encouraging death threats and harassment towards them, or encouraging doxing and harassment and death threats towards them, in the case of the quartering. We're just seeing all of the prominent people who even lean somewhat right on some issues having the worst possible takeaway from this. They are fully under the right-wing bandwagon, and now we've got the largest streamers on the platform all advocating for, Charlie Kirk's politics and his hatred of the left, which was the core of his ideas. The core of his beliefs was the left is to be hated, mocked, and ridiculed. And upon his death, that idea is what they are carrying forward. Ironically, yes, they are respecting his legacy by carrying forward the hate he spilled towards the left. He was doing it for no reason, but I guess now it can be justified as it was always justified, because in the end, a left-leaning person maybe shot him, right? It's this nonsense backwards logic that really, I don't know if these people are right-wing to begin with, or if they're just so stupid they're falling for it. But maybe the most brain-numbing clip ever came out of the video we're about to watch. We actually watched the clip that led to the end of this debate we're about to watch in yesterday's stream, but we never got to watch the full debate, and I felt like we ought to do it, because we gave Asmongold's video a whole segment. Why don't we give XQC's debate with Destiny on this topic a whole segment? I know you guys don't like Destiny, but regardless, it's a debate between two massive streamers, and they're having a political debate on one of the biggest topics there is. If I wasn't going to cover it, then I would be a little bit... I guess I would not be keeping to my responsibilities to not react to this, you know? We watched a clip from this, actually, and it ends quite spectacularly, so definitely want to sit this one through. Leave a like and a comment down below, like who up Xandering their haul, if you want to boost this video in the algorithm, by the way. Really does help, I mean it. Help us beat the Patriot AI overlords running the YouTube algorithm and suppressing my content. Alright, let's get right into it.
What's up? What's up?
Hi, what's up? Just watching you streaming and memeing.
Okay, what did I say that set you off this time?
Okay, here's my...
For those unaware, XQC these days mostly gambles. He's friends with Drake. We all love Drake, right? Absolutely unproblematic music artist Drake. Don't we love Drake, guys? Isn't he awesome and cool and unproblematic? Well, he basically runs Stake, the gambling website that XQC is sponsored by, and he's like friends with XQC, and they run the gambling site together, and XQC's gambling live streams are meant to be advertising that convinces his stupid fans to sign up and buy crypto that they then gamble for hopefully a winning of more crypto they can transfer to real money, out of it as a win. We're talking about the most degenerate content creators here. Also, I will say, you know what? I will say, big ups to Destiny's editor, whoever they are, for censoring the name of the gambling site and refusing to allow this to be free advertising for XQC and Drake's bullshit gambling site. Pretty based.
Issue. All right.
Here comes it.
Have you heard of Prisoner's Dilemma before?
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna act like I'm well versed, right?
Yeah.
But it's like I heard the exact example. It's like good. Yeah, it's like a gotta do it. He's gonna do it. I gotta do it. It's like this gamified. No.
Yeah. So the issue is that over the past.
Okay, so something you might realize about XQC is that he's not speaking proper English. He is, in fact, French-Canadian. So unfortunately, we're going to have to like really turn our brain power up to 110 to understand what he's saying. I know this is going to be rough to watch. He's unintelligible. I know, but he's also one of the biggest streamers out there. So apparently a lot of people can suck it up and listen to this motherfucker speak. So you guys are going to have to as well. Do it for me, okay?
Past 10, 15 years in the United States, conservatives have been infinitely ramping up the violent rhetoric.
I only know him from Meat Canyon. Dude, the Meat Canyon video is so funny. I remember I was watching Creepcast, and Meat Canyon and Wendigoon were doing a story, and Meat Canyon did the, oh my god, chat, oh my god. He did the XQC voice, and it made Wendigoon laugh. And then Wendigoon was like, wait, did you see that video of X? And then he starts laughing, and went like, Meat Canyon already knows what he was gonna say, and Meat Canyon just starts saying, yeah. Yeah, man, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen that video. Yeah, I've seen it. You know, because, like, he's definitely seen that fucking video when editing it and animating it on that damn timeline. He spent many, many dozens of hours seeing that video. And they just have a good laugh about how Wendigoon forgot his friend he's making the video with made that, like, extremely viral video that he has, like, as an earworm in his head. I love that clip. Creepcast is peak. Creepcast fans represent.
Over and over and over again. But every time it happens, the casual centrist crowd, so the Joe Rogans or the Asmongold or people like you, seem to think that they're not doing this at all, and all of the violence is only coming from the left.
Well, and I have never portrayed my audience ever like that. I've never postured myself like that, ever.
Okay. Do you agree that most of the violent rhetoric right now is coming from Donald Trump and the right?
As in what?
As in, when Donald Trump, somebody tried to shoot at him, Biden came out and made a speech, and Biden said, everybody needs to calm down. This isn't okay. We don't shoot our opponents. But when Donald Trump made a speech yesterday, he blamed the radical left Democrats, even though we have no idea who the shooter even is.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll agree to that. Just to continue the conversation, I feel like I think like putting these things like that or whatever. I'm not in the field of politics, whatever, of like finding out who's more at fault or not at fault, whatever. I don't really care about that. I think the whole thing is senseless and dog shit. That's where I'm at.
Isn't that like literally the most opinion to have though?
I don't think
if somebody killed somebody else.
Like, this is the kind of nonsense, like, everybody wants to comment on it. It's a big story, and everyone wants to have an opinion. But also, when it's challenged on, like, the standards they're setting towards people, they're like, well, I don't really care. I'm just, you know, I'm just shooting the shit. I'm just talking about it, bro. And it's like, dude, you're one of the biggest streamers out there. Even on this nonsense bullshit website, you've got 10,000 viewers. To be fair, half these people could be bots. But, like, XQC is a big streamer, you know? His nonsense, like, just bullshitting about a topic that's in people's attention right now matters. You know, he's not just some dude with 5 viewers.
Else, and they said it was in self-defense. Isn't it kind of important to figure out what the fact of the matter is before you know if they had the right to kill somebody or not?
I mean, I think now we're, like, going away from, like,
not going away from anything. I'm just saying
the main topic of what just happened. There's no justification of murder. There's no.
I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that if in a case where somebody kills somebody else, if somebody were to claim self-defense, it's important to know the fact of the matter, right? You wouldn't just say, oh, well, you should never kill anybody if somebody killed somebody in, we'll say, in the Rittenhouse circumstance or in some police shooting or whatever else, right? You kind of need to know the.
Oh my god, I forgot about Rittenhouse. Oh my god. But guys, it's okay. It's okay that he did it. Because, like, I love how for a long time they tried to say it's okay that he did it because it was self-defense. But then they realized, like, the self-defense angle didn't work because it's like, okay, yeah, but why was this minor walking around a protest carrying an AR? Like, what was he doing there? That's not exactly the environment he should have been in. And then they're like, well, you know, the guys he shot, both of them were pedophiles. Did you know that? They were both I have not fact-checked this popular claim from the right. It's very possibly untrue. But, like, they had to keep on adding reasons why it was totally cool Kyle Rittenhouse killed those guys, because otherwise they want to be able to play this angle of killing is never okay. Never, ever. And, like, even now Destiny's going to bring up Kyle Rittenhouse as an example of self-defense being a justification for a killing that XQC should agree with, and he's probably going to refuse to agree to that basic premise because he doesn't want to, like, cede any ground.
The facts of the matter to have an opinion
in
on.
a scenario like that, yes, but okay. I don't think that we're approaching that, but Go ahead.
Okay,
You don't think we're at a
he engages with the hypothetical, actually. Never mind, I was wrong.
state right now in the United States of America where Donald Trump is making threats to states to send in the National Guard, where he's already forcibly deployed the National Guard in states and then the Marines to California, when has the feds running around arresting people in masks, when we have alligator Alcatraz down in Florida, when we've invoked the Alien Enemies Act to deport Venezuelans with no due process, when we're showing videos of blowing up boats in the ocean and bragging about murdering 11 people who we think.
I think what Destiny's forgetting is XQC is retarded and does not know what half this shit means. I've had to, like... I'm nowhere near as well read as Destiny is. Not to glaze the guy, but, like, he really does a lot of research content on his stream. I should probably do more of it, too. He's very well read. Okay, this is a guy who knows more about how the government functions and even how geopolitical and policy situations work and how they're done, how they work out, any given update in what the administration is doing. He is way more informed than the average person. He might be more informed than the average person in the media landscape. And when you're in that position for long enough, like he has been, it can be easy to forget the average person doesn't know what the Alien Enemies Act is. Like, XQC is a Canadian gambling streamer. I don't think he understands how big of a deal it is that Trump invoked the Alien Enemies Act to justify and legally push his mass deportation policy. He doesn't know what that means. That just sounds like nonsense political buzzwordery to him. His eyes are glazing over. You can tell he looks bored because he doesn't understand what any of this shit means. Remember, conservatism, this brand of like grift conservatism, it's a fill-in for dumb people who have no desire to expand their political knowledge beyond where it stands currently, but they really want to talk about it. They want to have every right to talk about it and get all the claps and the super chats from their fans for talking about it, but the second somebody, like Destiny here, pushes against it, then they're like, whoa, no, I'm just talking about it. I don't really have a strong opinion on it. Nah.
Think we're drug dealers with no due process or any investigation at all. When we're talking about paying $10 million rewards to arrest foreign leaders in Venezuela, you don't think we're there yet? When we just named the Department of Defense the Department of War to show how epic it is, when we make jokes about invading...
Yeah, sure, KGB, but that's one example of like a dozen things he's giving here that you can just tell are going completely over XQC's head. All XQC is thinking about right now is he wants to get into a bonus round on his slot machine he's doing.
Greenland or the Panama Canal, when we brag about successfully bombing places in Iran.
So if I agree with you on everything like that, right?
Sure.
Oh, I might get one here.
Doesn't take away from anything that I've said or how I've connected myself around the topic of what just happened. I think they're two separate topics.
Do you understand how infuriating it is when one side is saying this over and over and over again? We'll never back off a single point. We'll never
it's
apologize.
It's infuriating, but you have to be better. If you don't like what they're doing, you have to be better. Is what it is.
Okay.
Just be better.
Bro, when did XQC become Michelle Obama? What the fuck?
If you and me both have a log that we're trying to set on fire, you're holding a match and I'm holding a match, would you just tell me to extinguish my match and the log won't catch fire? Does it work that way? You understand that doesn't do anything, right? Like it has to be both sides. It can't just be one side. If one side does it, then they just go extinct. That's not a winning strategy. There's nothing moral about that. If anything, it's immoral to do that, right?
But for me, it's more about the use of language and dialogue and all that.
Wait. Use of language and dialogue. Who is the most divisive political leader right now when it comes to language and dialogue?
So what, you want me to say Donald Trump? I'll say Donald Trump.
Okay, how many times...
You want me to say Donald Trump? Okay, I'll say Donald Trump. Because he wants to not trigger the conservatives watching him. Remember, these streamers, like your Asmongold's and your XQCs and your Hassan Pikers, all to different types of people, are audience captured as fuck and are terrified to be genuine right now. Maybe in a couple years when, like, in mass, a ton of people that are, like, your average viewer on Twitch are entering, like, a political... experimentation, political exploration phase that like every young or late teens, young 20s person does. They might shift, and XQC might feel a little less audience pressure to not engage with hypotheticals like this, or with ideas like this. But right now, there's just so much audience like capture. He can't look like he's being good faith with Destiny here. That's the thing.
This is Asmongold or you said Donald Trump needs to stop.
Well, I say this all the time.
Donald Trump needs to stop. Not everybody and the left. Not everybody and the radical left. Donald Trump needs to stop.
Yo. What we know doesn't. That's not at all.
One thing Destiny should bring up here is that in both of Donald Trump's administrations, or terms I should say, we've seen a sharp spike, an incline in political extremism and violence, which if you look at the stats is mostly, like vastly mostly committed by conservatives, right-wingers, Trump supporters. Every time he comes into office, Trump in power means more political violence. This big prominent case was a maybe left-wing person, but at the very least it was committed against a conservative person. But when you look at the broader trends, it's arguably Trump's fault, if you look at the stats. And on top of that, it's mostly his supporters doing the violence.
Bro, I'm always critical of everybody's dialogue.
Donald
even the people
Trump.
that you think...
If I went to during the Warsaw Ghetto Massacre, if I went in and I saw the Jews fighting the Nazis, I was like, okay, all of you guys need to chill. Wouldn't that be really retarded? Wouldn't it be really stupid of me to say that?
Please don't throw some like historical or political references that I'm supposed to know.
Like there you go. Like if you thought that I was being too harsh on XQC's like knowledge, right? That he just let it all clear. Like he does not want to be engaged with anything to do. Like he doesn't want a historical context. He doesn't want any examples. He doesn't want political background that like helps him to see things from the informed perspective. We are in an era where it is gay and retarded to be informed. The faster you just make up your mind on anything the second you hear about it, the more brave and based you are in this era of political punditry.
Like,
if I
bro,
walked into a house and there was some guy was fighting against 10 other dudes who were all trying to stab him to death, and this one guy had like a knife and he was trying to fight back, and I walked in and was like, hey, I think both sides here need to stop. Wouldn't that be really dumb? If one side was constantly ratcheting it up over and over and over again, and one side was constantly throwing more and more oil on the fight, like...
Yeah, but this point kind of loses value, whatever, right? When it's about doing the act, though. That's the difference where it's at, right?
Why? How?
Well, I'm just saying, in this instance, somebody actually does that. They do that. Like they do the murder thing. That's no good.
Sure, but that's done, right? We want to stop future murders, right? So if we could only control one person's actions today to stop future murders, who's the one person that we would want to tell everybody to calm the f down the most?
Okay, so go mega hard on the people that do the acts.
No.
Well, like, the point here is that Joe Biden was literally lacking in, like, there was no hesitation from Joe Biden to come out and encourage peace and to tell people to calm down and to, like, if you support him, do not engage in violent rhetoric or behavior towards his opposition. He outwardly not only denounced that violence, but he put out a message encouraging his supporters to abhor violence themselves. So, like, then we've got Trump swearing vengeance on Americans, and it's like, on the left, and it's like, are we... Come on, XQC. Can you just bite the bullet and admit, yeah, okay, this is much more of a right-wing problem. This is just another part of the right-wing culture war. But he can't accept that, because it's the bandwagon that all of his, like, gambling-addicted chatters are on.
Very vocal about it. Instead of stirring the pot of like, they should be speaking about this, they should be speaking about that, they shouldn't be going around the pot. How about you be really harsh? What about people that do the murders and do the
fuck
weird...
that. No, what a waste of time. No, we don't elect the president of the United States for every single person in the United States to act completely free and independent of whatever.
Yeah, you guys know, like, being harsh towards the guy who's in prison, that's totally going to solve things.
Every other person says. There are thought leaders, there are political leaders, there are leaders of movements in this country. Why would we assume that every single individual person needs to be controlled and messed? Like, we would talk to the people that lead the country, wouldn't we? In that case, you don't care that Hassan says crazy shit, or you shouldn't get mad at me for making an edgy joke. Then apparently nothing we say matters. We should just go to the murderers themselves. Not to mention that's always retrospective, so we can only react to murders. We can't prevent any of them. Why is it so hard for you to just say, if Hillary Clinton or if Biden were president right now, would it be this hard for you to say, wow, Biden or Hillary really shouldn't say this shit, and they should tell the left to calm the f down? Would you really have the same position?
Absolutely.
He wouldn't.
I don't believe you.
What? Bro, I don't
believe you because it's such an obvious that if you get, I don't care what you get called.
Time.
I don't care what you get called. In any world, it would be so obvious to an impartial observer that Donald Trump, who has stoked the flames in real ways, like pardoning people that have committed crimes for him on his behalf, in implicit ways, like inviting people to do crimes, like we invite people to the Capitol to overthrow the fucking government, and then in rhetorical ways, when he's constantly making jokes about putting Liz Cheney in front of a firing squad and Second Amendment jokes and everything else, right? This guy should probably calm the fuck down.
I agree with all that, and I think that's dangerous language, and I am very always vocal about dangerous language and loaded.
I'm not talking about dangerous language. I'm talking about a person who's doing it. Nothing you say matters if you're not willing to call out the person doing it.
Okay, then I think I'm a pretty good actor on that front. I think people will mostly agree with that.
So I can find a single example of you saying Donald Trump really needs.
Dude, how is XQC gonna... You can tell XQC is so locked in on his gambling right now because he just got like a crazy setup. I watch the occasional gambling stream, my guilty pleasure, I'll admit. But yeah, he just got a crazy ass setup on this bonus. So I have no doubt he's tuning Destiny out like not a word of this is getting through.
Needs to fuck off with this. He needs to stop. Donald Trump, not everybody.
Look at him.
1,000,000%. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Look at him. What the fuck is that? I have something on the case and then you can go find one. I mean,
I've never heard it before. Maybe it has happened somewhere. I've never heard you say that in my entire life. I've certainly never heard
1,000,000%.
say it. Okay. If that is
Donald Trump, you act like I'm not critical of this guy. Like I'm associated. Like most of what he says is a fucking.
Didn't he literally meet him? Like, didn't he go to the inauguration? Like, didn't he? I'm pretty sure XQC literally went to Mar-a-Lago to do like a media press event promoting Trump's campaign. Was he not a guest at Mar-a-Lago, like doing his live stream at Mar-a-Lago on Trump's like big campaign tour? Like, XQC literally did advertising for the Trump campaign for free. Possibly. Like, I don't think XQC realizes he did free advertising for the Trump campaign. Yeah, during the 2024 election, he literally got flown out to Mar-a-Lago and did a whole live stream there with, like, Aiden Ross and Sneeko and Donald Trump Jr. and everybody. Yeah, he was the guest. He was a guest with Aiden Ross. Yeah.
Brain dead. Most of the dialogues and lines of the song are like some sub-zero IQ shit.
No,
most of it.
No, you're doing it right now, and you don't even realize you're doing it. It's not brain dead.
He's literally met Donald Trump. He's hung out with him and shaken his hand.
And it's not sub-zero IQ. It's evil. It's driving people to violent action. It's encouraging violence. It's inviting violence. That's not just stupid. You're downplaying it right now.
I'm sorry. I had to retailer the dialogue for this one particular argument. I use that as an example. I do that as a pattern of behavior. Don't retwist this as no, this is different. No. You ask me if I ever do this. I give you an example of how I do that. Don't revert back to the main topic and be like, oh, gotcha. What a switch fucking thing you're doing right now? Like, what when your IQ? Did it fall off your fucking shoulders or what? Your brain's cooked.
XQC is malfunctioning.
So, like, what are you doing? Like, you're just backtracking for no reason.
Who's backtracking?
You backtracking for no reason.
I didn't backtrack
Why?
because you said that Trump is. And I'm trying to tell you, it's not that he's just stupid. It's that his language, his rhetoric is leading to violence, like in a very real and predictable and obvious way.
You can't change the timeline and say, name me a thing where you've done that and now you're doing this. Like, you can't just swap the fucking timeline on me and be go, gotcha. Like,
no, I just said, do you call Trump? And you said, well, yeah, I think I call him out all the time. I say he's retarded or sub-zero IQ. I was like, it's not that he's retarded. I'm not asking you to say he's stupid. I'm saying, you have to call out that his rhetoric leads to violence.
Yeah, I call it doing dangerous language and stupid lines of dialogue and deliberately irresponsible. And yes, I use those words all the time. It is not some crazy new thing for me. Like, what?
Okay. Do you want to acknowledge that, like, right now, the right is like...
XQC is literally so mad it's hard to understand what he says. I assure you, it's not hard to understand what he says because he's mad. He's always not intelligible. He's French Canadian, okay? They're barely Canadian, much like they're not even Canadian, they're not even French. There's some kind of like abomination in between. It's quite insane. I feel like that might get me banned from YouTube. I'm joking, by the way, French Canadian viewers. I'm joking.
Driving up right now, like they're all praying for some kind of like left like counterattack. They want like the right to assassinate somebody, right? Including Donald Trump. Donald Trump is doing that.
I see all of them, and it's fucking weird.
No, why weird? It's not weird. It's horrible. It's terrible. What do you say Hassan is weird when he's fucking supporting terrorism? Like, why the weak language? It's not weird. It's horrible. It's abhorrent. It's irresponsible. It's insanity. It's calling for basically violence. I've seen like 20 different right-wingers on fucking Twitter today on their mainstream media and alternative media platforms all calling for violence.
Yep.
So I'm having a
revenge
conversation with you and not using the exact word that is of that nature. You act like I'm doing this deliberately, and it's like, oh no, dude, I use the terminology correctly all the fucking time. And people show you examples, buddy. It's actually inside out of everybody. right? That you think that I'm not like this. When I'm one of the most anti-violence person you probably know of it.
Being anti-violence isn't a virtue. When one side is doing it more than the other, what you're saying is just empty.
True.
You're better off saying nothing. You're hurting more than helping. When you come into a situation where one side is being 90% of the violence and the other side is 10%, and you're like, I just want everybody to calm down. You're not helping. You're hurting at that point. You're feeding into the delusion that the right wing wants everybody to believe that it's like either both sides. They don't even say both sides. They just say it's always the left.
I disagree. I disagree. If you make it a point to always.
Remember, XQC, extremely audience captured. Even if you can, like, see in his eyes he's starting to realize Destiny is right, he can't admit it. Like, he has to keep his audience happy, his conservative Aiden Ross fan audience. Because remember, this guy collabs with, like, all those big clouded up kick streamers that are all super right-wing. Like Andrew Tate fans and stuff.
To always call out whatever the side it is, whatever and to always sound business about the topic. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to fucking conduct yourself in that way without being a virtue cuck lord. What about it? It's not some. How is that hard to understand?
You have to understand that when you say that, you're just supporting the person who's winning. It's a status quo reinforcement. If you don't realize it, if you go to Ukraine, Russia, and you're one of the people who's like, I just want the violence to stop. Who gets mad at that? And who loves that? Russia loves that, and the Ukrainians get mad at that. What do you mean you just want the violence to stop? Fuck you. We've lost half our country. If you go to Israel, Palestine, you say we just want the violence to stop. Who gets mad at that? Right? The Palestinians say we don't even do violence. That's all Israel. Fuck you guys. They're stealing our shit. Right?
So how is your behavior a solution then?
You're saying
a lot of problems. Not a solution.
The solution
how is your behavior
I can tell you, the solution is the right has to disavow their end. It's so obvious that when you look at what's going on, Donald Trump should be able to come out and say, hey, everybody, all of us, we're all being fucking insane, and everybody needs to calm the fuck down. Without saying Joe Biden, without saying the radical leftist Democrats, without even knowing what the fuck
I swear I thought XQC used to defend the gays. Did I imagine that? No, you're not imagining it. Guys, like, let me break down a timeline for you, okay? Actually, no, I'm gonna break it down for you verbally, okay? In 2014 to 2016, 2017, in that era, everyone online with a platform was right-wing. You couldn't survive as a progressive figure unless you were constantly weathering a storm of, like, nonsense harassment. Destiny got big because he turned that harassment into content. He, like, started funneling these people onto his show, he started going into the Lion's Den, debating them, and he blew up. You could argue Destiny cut a lot of the way necessary for a progressive space to proliferate online, or specifically on YouTube, because it, like, before, if you had like 10,000 subs and you were like trans, you would have several multi-million sub YouTubers making response videos, farming every single upload you made and sending waves of hate at you. Think of Riley J. Dennis and Milo Stewart. Many of you probably don't know those names, but they were the brave fucking trans and non-binary people that were willing to be public figures on YouTube expressing progressive ideas in 2016 or 2014 to 2017. That's still happening? Let me finish. Now, in 2019, all the way to like 2021, 2022, we saw an explosion of progressive content. Left-wing content started to become very popular and viable. Leading into the 2024 election, Andrew Tate got popular. Aiden Ross got big. Right-wing populism really started to blow up, and the rhetoric against Joe Biden and the Democrats really got popular. It was memified, and you could feel things starting to swing more into a reminiscent of 2016 kind of vibe. And sure enough, Trump won. Many online left audiences abandoned their favorite, like, left-wing communities. I don't know if you remember this, but, like, every progressive content creator you know lost thousands of active subscribers when Trump won. The next morning, it was like overnight, thousands of subs lost on every channel. I lost a few thousand. And the thing about that is those were active subscribers who clicked unsubscribe and dipped out of politics that were like actively engaged. And so the left really lost much of its momentum after Trump won. You'd think that, like, with Trump in office and all the shit he's doing, progressive content creators would be doing great right now. Really not the case. Really not the case. We're kind of back in that 2016, 17 kind of era where, like, there's a hint of hope that, like, we could see a progressive swing around, but there's not really much to go off of. But back in 2019, when it was starting to get more popular to be left-leaning, all these big streamers, they weren't like bread tubers or anything, but they quickly started to express more progressive ideas as opposed to the more gamer-gatory ideas. They started to even make fun of those old ideas they, in some cases, expressed. And for a while there, it was good. Yeah, I'd really say it was kind of the start of the Hogwarts... I'd say the Hogwarts Legacy outrage and Andrew Tate were like kind of the cultural beginning of this like shift back to the right that the internet experienced. And now we're kind of in a stage again where, yes, it's hard to be a lefty online, but it could also be about to get way easier. It may just be in our hands to build a new space, a new landscape where the left can actually have a platform on the internet. And yeah, there are large platforms on the left, don't get me wrong, but it's not as widespread as the right, and I think that's the main issue.
The shooter is, Donald Trump should very easily be able to say, everybody needs to calm the fuck down right now. He can't do that. They've never, not only do they not disavow what they do, he constantly forgives it, and the whole right constantly make excuses for it. They don't know anything that they do.
Okay. Agreed. And does that fix the problem?
No, but it's better for both sides to be violent than to just sit there and endure the violence, because that just leads to a total eradication of your side.
So do you make it a point for you because if you're gonna hold people to a standard, you have to hold yourself to the same standard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you make to denounce people that use bad language, the fucking leftist radical fucking dog shit call for violence? Do you make it a point for you to call these people out there when they do this shit? Is that what you said on them? Do you actually do that?
Is he going to try to get in the... I think he's going to try to get him in a gotcha over that joke that Destiny made about the firefighter who got hit by the bullet that was supposed to hit Trump. I think he's going to try to like get him in that.
Yeah, less so now though. Not when the Republicans are doing it. I think it's immoral to sit there and hand wring on the left. Now my statement is, I don't think anyone on the left should say shit about it until Donald Trump does. So
for everybody, it's no, they have to do it like that. But for you, it's not. But now it's this. But now it's that. So how don't they get that shield and that grace or that
Yeah, because like people on the left are not playing this like gaslit game of like, oh, okay, the right has good intentions, and you know we gotta listen to the right and really just get our shit in order. No, it's always with bad intent. The right does not have like nothing the right suggests the left ought to do is ever in the best interest of the left, obviously. So no, the left should not like give in to the right's demands on this.
charitability. Right, what that you're giving yourself? Why don't they get that?
They've had that charitability for 5 years. What are you talking about? They've had the charitability for 3 election cycles, and they've done nothing with it, even today. They will not call out their side, ever. They deny it even happens. They think that Jan 6 was a Fedsurrection. The Minnesota lawmaker that just got killed, like a month ago or 2 months ago, they said that person was killed by a radical left. It wasn't. It was conservative. Both the guys that tried to kill Trump were probably conservative. At least one of them was.
Don't do this thing. Don't
See,
do
you're
that.
doing it right now. You're doing it right now. At least admit it. At least admit it.
Politics, fucking bullshit, dumbassery.
Call it what you want. But if you're watching me or Hassan or you or Aiden, yeah, do it, dude. That's great. I know it's epic for you. It's epic. It's epic. I hope that you repeat the video of one of us getting our fucking heads blown off, and you sit here and you say you do the same both sides shit. It's such it's the most cucked fucking position in the world. You're such a fucking loser. Holy shit.
Damn. We getting that old, like, man, maybe we are back in 2016, 2017. Maybe we are, folks. Hot damn. It's getting blood sporty. I smell blood. It's in the water, folks. Could this be the return of internet blood sports? Could it be on its way back, guys? Could it be coming back? I think it could be coming back.
You're gonna say probably a Republican, but when you're gonna mad at somebody if somebody says, well, probably a trans shooter, what's the difference? You're making a pattern to do this
Little
shit
bro,
language.
I know that you and Train like to victimize yourself all the time. Do you know what I'm perm banned for from Twitch on? Hold on. What do you think I'm perm banned from Twitch for? You're really gonna use this on me?
Attack my argument.
Your argument is that I wouldn't call out trans people for being crazy? Remind me what I'm perma banned from Twitch from again.
No. I said it. That is not what I said. I said you're doing this. Probably a guy of this side, whatever, right?
We're having, by the way, that's what I call it. But you would be against
you don't want to address the facts. Fucking rhetoric if people were saying, yo, probably a trans shooter, but like they always do. Like,
I'm not aware of. I'm not aware. It's not a shield and a pass. I'm not aware of there being like radical trans violent groups of people. If there were, I'd probably tell them to not do that. I'm not aware of this huge movement of like trans radicalist violent people. I'm sorry, do these people exist somewhere and I've missed them? I feel like I fought with every fucking trans group on the fucking internet. Am I just missing these people?
This is a good way. This is a good way to handle it. Don't counter it. Force him to substantiate the claim that there is this that trend exists, because he can't. He can't. He wants to be able to say it and just have it roll on by and just be assumed to be true.
People.
No, did you misunderstand what I said? What I said is people use these rhetorics all the time, but for you, it's okay to say, "Oh, probably a Republican." I think there's a pattern of behavior. It is a shit to do.
Oh yeah, if you want to see whether or not this website is botting views, look at this. Aiden Ross with nearly 60,000 views. And of course, 70% of them just spam L or W. Yeah, definitely not a botted chat, for sure.
Yeah. Wanna know why? Because you would probably get mad, as respectfully so, right? If people said, "Oh, probably another trans shooter," right? You would call them out if they said shit like that, right?
No.
But okay.
X, it's cause and effect. People are not randomly doing acts of violence against the left for random reasons. The guy that showed up at the Pelosi household said that he got radicalized first watching Gamergate videos and then started rattling off a bunch of right-wing QAnon conspiracy theories. The people that showed up at Jan 6 were there because Donald Trump called them to be there to protest the outcome of the election because he said it was fucking rigged. The guy that just got convicted today said that he thought that he needed to make an assassination plot to shoot up 4 Democratic lawmakers because he lost his election in New Mexico. He said it's because he thought the election was rigged. These are all Republican talking points. It's not random. You're acting like any random shooter is just a random guy that does random things for random reasons. It's not the case. It's very predictable where a lot of it is coming from.
Like, we really got to go back to, like, 2016, 2017 politics baby bread tube stage 1 with these people. It's got to be like, so there's a concept, you may never have heard of it before, called stochastic terrorism. It's like normal terrorism, but the leaders of these groups, instead of organizing people in real life into well-organized terrorist groups, they signal through dog whistles and messaging online, and they encourage people to act as lone wolf operatives, so to say, with no direct connection to the person who inspired them, and then they carry out the violence that's intended by the original outputter of the message. Like, we gotta really go back to baby bread tube stage 1 with these people, because keep in mind, I do think a large part of the cultural right-wing shift being pushed right now is young Gen Z and older Gen Alpha entering the internet space and entering the age range to be political. Like, I'm not bringing this up as like an attack on Destiny because that'd be weird, but I'm literally just using it as a relevant example. Like, Destiny's son is like Nazi posting right now, you know? The kids aren't all right. They're going through their, like, there's a large wave of young people on social media right now going through their unhinged teenage political nonsense phase. That is not uncommon or unusual, mind you. And they are, in many ways, leading the internet. Like, come on, guys. Are we going to pretend like 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds are not, like, leading the charge of internet culture at any given time? Do you think it's, like, adults, like 28, 29-year-olds coming up with terms like Riz and Skibbity and Amogus and Sus? Like, these terms, these, like, Gen Z brain rot terms that have become internet parlance, that's because of Gen Z being brain rot. That's the young Gen Zers, the Zoomers, influencing internet culture so strongly. You better believe their politics are influencing shit too, especially when all these big streamers are audience captured as fuck, and their audience are a bunch of little shithead right-wing teenagers. They're also the most vocal and confident in what they believe, you're right.
The guy that mailed out pipe bombs to 12 different Democratic people, George Soros, the Clintons, the Obamas, in 2018, was a QAnon or Donald Trump fan.
Okay, so what you're saying is that...
I mean, these examples are compelling and all, but, like, maybe I'm stupid for mentioning this, but, like, we should just bring up the data. Like, just bring up the data on the breakdown of political violence by political identity.
You're making it a side thing. So you're saying that this is not a thing that the left constantly prays and preaches this like, oh, this act of violence, but it gives me a W.
Oh no, Green Moon 2040. This is Kick. This is Drake's streaming platform that he uses to promote gambling through sponsoring streamers to gamble on it. It's literally like a tie-in to Stake, the gambling site that Drake also owns. This is literally like part of Drake's like streamer gambling empire that he's built. He's very like behind the scenes on it, but yeah, Drake owns all this.
Fuck it. We're gonna
XQC is doing advertising for his gambling site right now. That's what his stream is.
Fucking Luigi fucking is my hero type shit. You don't think this is a narrative that's constantly being portrayed all the time, and that's fine?
No, I don't think the Luigi stuff was good, but there aren't lawmakers on the left. You think that the left is Hassan Piker, who's an actual terrorist fuck. No Democratic lawmakers are celebrating this. You're comparing the Republican Congress and the Republican president to 11 follower accounts on Twitter called Give Me My Hormone 6969.
Nope. In this particular case, in this particular type of problem, inaction is just as bad as action. It is just as, because you're cashing in the W.
Yeah, XQC is not only still a thing, Froyle. He was invited to Mar-a-Lago, met Donald Trump, and was part of Trump's campaign. Like, he did a whole stream there, pulled like 100K live viewers. It was insane. And then on top of that, I believe XQC was at the inauguration of Donald Trump in the audience, like front row guest of honor type shit, if I'm not mistaken.
When it's your side gets a kill count, plus 1 kill, but it's your side that got that. Oh, I don't know what that is. It's probably a misfire.
Indeedy, man.
The bullet landed on his head. Oh, guys, it's probably an accident.
You know what?
Some people maybe celebrating and misfired his gun. Oh my God, moving on.
Okay, sanity check. Sanity check. How many? Hold on. How many people did Donald Trump pardon for the J6 thing? It was all of them, right? How many people did Biden pardon for the BLM riots?
Brother, you're doing this presidency cocked-lordery, because Donald Trump won in Kamala.
Because real life isn't just a Twitter account you see.
Why are you always reverting back to what Donald Trump is doing?
Oh my God.
Bro, it's one elderly fucking, like...
You're so cucked. It's actually so cucked. Is it a requirement? What is the visa you're on? Is it the fucking sperm swallow visa that you have to suck off at least 10 conservatives in order to be down here in the United States? What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, I hold the president of the United States.
Mind you, yeah, XQC is no doubt getting like federal favoritism on his citizenship here in America, that his visa is not being put into question for now. But like, you know, they're going after everyone else's that is not like a prominent person. I'm sure if you're a prominent person who's here on a work visa advocating for the Trump administration, they'll let you by. And maybe that's part of it for XQC.
The president of the United States is more important with what he says than random fucking Twitter accounts. How is that really hard to understand?
Oh my God, Jesus Christ. So if you were to put a placeholder, let's say you fuck it. Kamala is in the president. She won. Makes it so different. And she calls out the violence all the time. This shit suddenly stops and what the growing culture.
Yes, it would probably lower a lot. Yes. Why do you think that all of the massive protests did you know that? Here's a fun stat: 7 of the largest protests in U.S. history, 7 out of the last 10 of them happened under Donald Trump's presidencies. Do you think it's random? Do you think that just happened to be by chance? This is a guy saying he could stop the invasion in Ukraine and he can't stop mass protests and riots in the United States? Tell me that's random before you say the next dumb thing. Just say at least, no, that was probably all random. That was just random. There was nothing Trump had done about that.
What was random?
The fact that all the violent rioting, all of the fucking...
7 out of the 10 largest riots and protests in American history happened under Donald Trump. That's what XQC needs to say is just random and has nothing to do with Donald Trump exacerbating political rhetoric and making things more violent when he's in office.
Shit that's happening in our country, so much of it happened under Donald Trump. Do you think that's random? Do you think that Trump and Biden were just as inflammatory as each other?
Wait, I'm so confused. What is it? Is it statistically more violent things happening under Trump?
I'm saying that of the last 10 huge protests, largest protests in U.S. history, 7 of them happened under Trump's presidency over the last 3 terms, and we're only 1 year into this one. Not even.
I think using a data sample of that size
is
genuinely irresponsible. I think it's irresponsible.
How would you measure it? How do you want to measure it? Politicians killed? Plots thwarted? Attempted political assassinations? Which one do you want to use? Tell me which one you want to use.
So what you're saying is that the right is speaking words that I don't like and having narratives I don't like, but the left is the one carrying out actions of terrorism, so the right is wrong. But
no, the right is doing all the rhetoric. They're carrying out almost all the terrorism. And on top of that, they're blaming the left and acting as though the left are doing all the terrorism and all of the rhetoric. It is almost entirely one-sided, and then that side is trying to act like it is both sides, and people like XQC are buying that narrative that is being pushed by one of those sides, so is clearly not the centrist middle ground take to have. And XQC isn't making that connection. When conservatives want people to have a centrist position on an issue, that's the position that conservatives are supporting. But having the centrist position on the issue is not being centrist. You're clearly playing into the hands of what the right wants.
But if they just spoke better, it would all stop. Brother, it's like you moved to California again, and you're eating the utopia pill. Like you have
He's doing all the right-wing memes. The California, you can't soy gay, soy.
all the way up your asshole. It's so stupid. It's brain dead. It's uneducated, and it's because you're portraying it as.
It's uneducated, bro. Like I said, we're dealing with some real confident retards. Proud, confident, loud retards.
Like it's the truth. It's insane. You've lost your mind.
So nothing any of our leadership says, none of that matters. It doesn't influence any behavior whatsoever, you don't think? It doesn't play into it at all. Despite the fact that all the people that commit these crimes say they did it because of QAnon, because of Donald Trump, because of the election fraud, because of the guy that just shot up the CDC, because of the COVID vax lies. None of that matters. Even though the people committing the crimes are telling you why they're doing it, they're actually all wrong. But XQC, you're right. It's just random.
I feel like it's how would you say result based. It's very result based thinking.
So then why are you telling anybody to not say anything at all? Why did Charlie Kirk just get killed then? Let's assume it was a left-wing shooter. That was just a random act of violence then? Why say anything at all? Why bother telling people to adjust their rhetoric at all if none of it actually matters?
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Like if Hassan should be able to say whatever he wants, I should be able to make whatever jokes on. Why should any of it matter online then? If what the president of the United States says doesn't influence people's actions, then why should anybody give a fuck about the violent rhetoric they use anywhere?
Yeah, exactly. Why criticize Hassan so much, XQC? What's the problem with Hassan's rhetoric? Hassan's not president.
Unpack that real quick. Oh yeah, I mean that makes sense. That has some validity. I absolutely agree that all these things should absolutely change.
He's actually trying to, like, they literally want to opt for any, like, out they get given, no matter how embarrassing it is to take it, where they have to take no responsibility whatsoever for their rhetoric. It's so pathetic.
I was always.
I really do feel like I've just been, like, warped back to 2016, and, like, if that's where we're at, if that is, like, what the next year is going to be, is, like, just 2016 all over again, like, I'm ready, dude. Like, it's gonna be like running a game, New Game Plus for me, because I've done it before, alright? I know what kind of basic foundational beliefs need to be getting pushed hardest. And right now, it seems to be the fact that, like, the simple fact that the right does not argue using facts, they argue using feelings. And that we can prove it using a number of popular issues that are in the current spotlight at any given time. The right is trying to stoke emotions out of you more often than not because they believe in what they're advocating for, but because they want to turn you into a reliably returning, paying, sycophant whale.
On your camp on that it's all incredibly dangerous. All is absolute dog shit, but you have to make an effort to
Destiny is a weird cat, but he's right on this one. Like, I have seen some pretty, especially as of late with that whole, like, Willie Mack stuff, the Willie Mack calling the police on him for having allegedly 60 gigabytes of CP on his computer or whatever. Definitely some fucked up shit that I've heard about Destiny for sure. But, like, there's a reason why his content, like, got me into progressive debate, why his content in large part inspired me to do what I do today. And it's because I was a Destiny fan for a long stint, you know, like, I'll never not appreciate, like, what that content did for me, I guess. Like, I'd arguably not be where I am today without Destiny, so I'll never not appreciate that. So, I wouldn't call that, like, defending him. It's just kind of, you know, relevant lore to my background.
Denounce and condemn the one that actually fires the gun. That is the problem.
That's not the problem, though. You think it's a problem, but it's not. Every large media outlet and lawmaker on the left has unequivocally called it out as bad. Every person on the right is calling for fucking war and vengeance.
Oh my, see, that's the utopia pill. I feel like this is like.
What's the utopia pill? What's the utopia pill? What do you mean by that?
It's the leftist dumb fuck colored glasses.
Here it is. Here's the clip.
The left is calling this out. No,
lock in for this part. This is the clip that went viral.
They have not. Bro, the way that they portray these things that happen.
Click this and show your stream. Click this and show your stream, and then you can find counterexamples. I got nothing else to do today. Go ahead, click this, show your stream, and let's just walk through both pictures, and then you can do all the counterexamples you want. Okay?
Yeah, I'm looking at your picture. What about it?
Left. Click the left one.
This is great.
On the top left, we've got former President Barack Obama. We've got former President Joe Biden. We've got huge international mainstream media figure Mehdi Hassan. Bottom left, alternative left-wing media figure Cenk Uygur. We've got hopeful presidential candidate current Senator Bernie Sanders. We've got Mamdani from New York City. We've got California Governor Gavin Newsom. We've got David Hogg, who's a DNC chair. We've got a representative, Pramila Jayapal, I can't pronounce her name. Huge center-left media figure Brian Tyler Cohen. Center-left media figure David Pakman, some of the largest people on the left wing on YouTube. We've got Crystal Ball. We've got Brian Krasenstein, huge fucking, Twitter Lord Hutch, fellow Twitch streamer for you, okay? Go to the next fucking picture. What do we have for these people? These are some of the biggest right-wing accounts. You think that this is comparable? You think that both sides are doing the same thing?
Lock in
I
for
can
this
send you
part.
videos of people on the Daily Wire. If you want, we can go through Matt Walsh's response, where he says the time for playing nice.
Mind you, one of the examples from the right is a clip of the president. Probably an AI-generated clip made by the Patriots, but still, Trump.
It's over. We go through Ben Shapiro's response.
What you did,
Yeah.
What you did unironically, you sat there at your computer and you linked me this shit that compares Barack Obama to the libs of TikTok.
XQC really thought he cooked with that line, but didn't realize Libs of TikTok has been elected to government office. Yeah, she's a dumb fuck internet shitposter. She also works in our country's government and was elected to a position of power. Yeah, not only is she a multi-million follower figure on the right on social media that influences elections, mind you, she's also been elected to office. She's a politician.
I can send you videos of people on the Daily Wire. If you want, we can go through Matt Walsh's response, where he says the time for playing nice is over. We can go through Ben Shapiro's response.
What you did,
Yeah.
What you did unironically, you sat there at your computer and you linked me this shit that compares Barack Obama to the libs of TikTok. I have had enough with your stupid dog
Who is
shit.
the video? Who is the guy?
I can't do it.
Who is the guy? Who is the guy in the top middle? Who is the Ron? Who is that guy? What's that video of? Who is that?
He completely ran away. Literally,
walk
physically
away?
ran away.
We can wait. Oh, I can just play this for his chat next, actually. Hold on. How do I route this into my microphone?
I want to see if he actually does this.
This is
Well,
retweeted
XQC
from
is
the
away.
Daily Wire account, which is the largest right-wing alternative media outlet in the United States. And it is a statement, part of a statement from Matt Walsh, who's one of the largest right-wing alternative media figures in the United States.
For hours, I've seen some in the media, some of the very same people who intentionally stood
He's forcing it through his audio line. For those who don't know what Destiny's doing right now, obviously XQC can't make something be shown to XQC's audience unless XQC brings it up on his stream. So while XQC is away and can't yell over it or something, he's set it up so Destiny set it up so whatever plays on his computer runs through the same audio line as his desktop audio into OBS, so that as if he was speaking into his mic, XQC's chat through Discord, XQC's chat hears the audio of this clip through his Destiny's mic on XQC's stream. So now Destiny's sort of force feeding them the evidence that XQC didn't want to be there for.
In the United States?
for hours. I've seen some in the media, some of the very same people who intentionally stoked murder. Over the past 24 hours, I've seen some in the media, some of the very same people who intentionally stoked murderous hatred against people like Charlie Kirk, and Charlie Kirk specifically, now saying that we need to turn down the temperature and start having conversations. Well, Charlie tried to have conversations with you on the left, and you killed him for it.
Yeah, I'm back.
You're killing
Sorry, I had
us
to go deep on some money.
in our churches. You tried to kill our president. You killed one of our greatest advocates in Charlie Kirk. You have been openly cheering
Well, what
for
is
and
he doing?
celebrating and encouraging.
Oh,
and
we're just
committing-
listening. We're listening to the statement that was made by the largest alternative media right-wing platform right now on the internet. Hold on, it's 30 more seconds. 1 sec.
political
Wait.
violence for years. Antifa,
Is it end
BLM.
wokeness?
What?
Is it end wokeness? Or is it libs of TikTok?
It's Matt
Which one is
Walsh
it?
from the Daily Wire.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Well-funded, highly orchestrated, widespread movements based in and fueled by violence.
You could tell XQC thinks he's cooking here, and I bet if we could see his NPC-ass chat, as one of the people in my chat called it, they would be full of XQCW, Destiny L.
You made a hero out of Luigi Mangione. And you celebrate Charlie's death even now. It's too late to turn the temperature down. This is not a time to hold hands. It's a time for justice. This is a time for good to fight back against evil. It is time for the righteous to prevail for the sake of our country and for our families and our children and for Charlie.
What do you think he means when he says that? The time for talking is over.
What it means is I'm gonna use this opportunity when the temperature is hot to get what I actually want in all this.
Dude, if Matt Walsh got shot in the same way Charlie Kirk did too, you know the right would be like, he was constantly calling for conversation and having reasonable debate on these issues, and he would never once call for violence. Cut to him saying, "It is not a time to be holding hands. It is a time for war."
And we'll fight back and get retaliation and revenge, and I'm a pussy, and I disagree with that. I disagree. That's what all I hear is this bullshit.
You're disagreeing with that's the largest right-wing alternative media outlet.
Well, I don't know what he says. I don't give about anybody on the right or the left says.
That's fine. But I'm saying
Debate 1, XQC liberal-fied. Now, in all seriousness, I am getting brain damage watching this, so I think I'm gonna pull you guys out of the simulation now. It's okay, you can breathe. You can breathe. Take some deep breaths. You're okay. No, but we are running out of time, so I think here's where I'm going to wrap up this segment. But what a fun debate, huh? What a fun debate. Anyway, folks, if you guys enjoyed this, if you found it entertaining, educational, or enjoyable at all whatsoever, then please consider leaving a like and a comment down below to boost the channel and the algorithm and help it to fight against the evil Patriot AI that is running the YouTube algorithm and suppressing my content. And of course, if you want to see more from me, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon to turn on all notifications. Follow my social medias linked down below in the description, particularly my fan Discord, the main hub of my community and fan base. And of course, consider supporting me directly, financially if you feel like it, by either donating, subscribing, or gifting a sub to someone else on my website, xanderhall.com/live, or supporting me through YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, Patreon, or buy some custom Xander Hall merch to the Streamlabs link down below. Regardless of how you support me, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, have a good one.